Welcome back to the video tutorial series of the web development. I am your instructor Varshata. Let's start our lecture series. So topics to be covered in this lecture, that is PHP form processing, then get versus post, when to use get, when to use post, and file upload. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to cover in this lecture in today's session. So let's start it one by one. Now, first of all, PHP form processing. Now, all of you are aware about the HTML form. We can create the HTML form. That means you can create the registration form. You can create any login form. So whenever you are clicking on the submit button, that data will be redirected to the server side. So how we can redirect this data to the PHP file, that we will see in this lecture. So, in PHP form processing, the example below displays a simple HTML form with two input fields and a submit button. Okay, so here you can see this form is defined. In this form, we have defined two objects. One is name and another is email. So here input type is equal to text and name is equal to name. Here this name we will refer in the PHP document. Okay. Now email input type is equal to text and name is equal to what? Email. Okay. Now, next is what? Input type is equal to submit. So whenever we are clicking on this button, this data that we have entered in this two text box, that will be redirected in the PHP file. So whenever we are going to redirect the data in PHP file, that compulsory you have to write this action. Okay, so action is equal to what? Welcome.php. So whenever you will click on this input button, that is on submit button, you will redirect it to the welcome.php. And here we are using two methods, that is of this HTTP request method, that is post and get. Okay, so that both the method we will see. Now action is what? Welcome.php. So whenever you click on this, it will be redirected to the welcome.php. Now let's see. Okay, so when the user fills out the form above and clicks the submit button, the form data is sent for the processing to PHP file named welcome.php. So as I told you, the data will be redirected to the PHP file. The form data is sent with the HTTP post method. Okay, so to display the submitted data, you could simply echo all the variables. We have defined it names, so that name we are going to refer over here. So let's see the PHP script. When this data will be redirected in the PHP file, what happened? So here in PHP file, you have to display this data. So echo welcome dot dollar post. So this is what? A global variable that is already defined. So dollar post, in bracket you have to write the name that you have defined in HTML file, same as it is, without any case mistake. Okay, so if that is in uppercase, then you have to write it here up in uppercase only. If that in lowercase, then you have to write it lowercase only. Okay, so dollar post name, and then I have defined this break. Then echo email is dollar post email. As we are going to use the post method, we have defined the post in the last slide. You can see here. We have defined this method is equal to post. So here you have to mention dollar post. If you are going to use the get method, then you have to write over here, that is dollar get. Now, when we are going to execute this spectacle, what will be the output? Here you can see whatever the input you have typed in that text box. So I have typed Varsha and have typed my email ID. So whenever I am clicking the submit button, it will display this output in the PHP file. Okay. Now, let's see the next also with this. Then we will see the practicals. Okay. The same result we can achieve using the HTTP GET method. Okay, as we have used the post method, same way we can use the get method. Here just you have to define method is equal to get, and in place of dollar post you have to use the dollar get method. So here you can see this method is just get, that is change in it, and here in PHP file you have to use the $get, and the name is same. Here I have defined the name, so it is same. Here I have defined email, so it is same, no changes there. Like this way you can use the get and post method. Now all of you are aware about the difference between get and post, but still let's recall it. Okay, get versus post. Both get and post create an array. Okay, for example, array key 1 value, key 2 value 2, and key 3 value 3. Okay, so as I told you, PHP based on whenever you are accessing the inbuilt facilities of the PHP, that facility mostly use the associative array. In last lecture also we have seen the browser detection. For that we have used the associative array, if you remember. Okay, so that depends on the associative array. As you see in the last slide, we have written $post in bracket, the name of that particular variable is there. Sorry, the name of that particular control is that we have defined in HTML5, and same control we are using in the PHP file. Okay, so that is look like what associative array. So we are using such type of array. This array holds the key pair value, key value pair, where keys are the names of the form controls and values are the input data from the user. So like this way, this associative array will work in this form processing. Okay, both get and post are treated as a $get and $post. These are the global variables, or we can say it is a super globals, which means that they are always accessible regardless of the scope. Anywhere you can access it. And you can access them from any function, class, or without having to do anything special. Okay, $get is an array of variable passed to the current script via the URL parameters, and $post is an array of the variable passed to the current script via the HTTP post method. Okay, so whenever you are using the get method, the data will be passed to the URL, and whenever you are using the post method, the data will be passed to that post method only. Now, when to use get and when to use post. So let's see, information sent from a form with the get method is visible to everyone. Okay, all the variable names and values are displayed in the URL, that whatever you are going to pass. So get also has the limits on the amounts of information to send. Okay, so the limitation is about 2000 characters. So get, we can use the get method for the limited amount of data only, and again get is not secure. The limitation is about 2000 characters. However, because the variables are displayed in the URL, it is possible to bookmark the page. So whenever we want to bookmark the page, then at that time we have to use the get method. If it is not if the get is not used, then you cannot bookmark the page. This can be useful in some cases. Get may be used for sending non-sensitive data. So as I told you, it is not secure. So it is used to send the non-sensitive data, not. Get should never be used for sending the password or other sensitive information, as it is not secure. And as the data is, we are able to see the data in URL. Now, when to use post method? Okay, so information sent from a form with the post method is invisible to others. So all the names and values are embedded within the body of the HTTP request. Okay, and has no limits on the amount of the information sent. Okay, so this is the difference between this get and post is again, there is a limit on data that we are going to send using the get. Here in post there is no any limit. Get is not secure, post is secure. Okay, so and when we have to send the sensitive information, we cannot use get method, and when we have to use the sensitive information, we can use the post method. Moreover, post supports the advanced functionalities such as support for multi-part binary input while uploading the files to server. Okay, so post supports the advanced functionality. So for that we for this advanced functionality we can use the post method. However, because the variable are not displayed in the URL, it is not possible to bookmark the page. Okay, so one of the disadvantages that we cannot bookmark the page when we are going to use the post method, and a developer prefer the post for sending form data. Okay, so if you want to send the form data that is in bulk of the information, so at that time we can use this post method. Now let's see how we are able to execute such type of practical using GET, using POST, and how we can redirect the data of the HTML form to the PHP form. So let's see here. I have already defined the spectacle, my form.html. In this, just I have defined the form element. In this form element, I have defined two input, that is a text, and one is a submit button. Okay. Now here, as I told you that I have to define the action. So action, that means what? Whenever you are going to press the submit button, this form will be redirected to that PHP page. So action is equal to what? Welcome.php, and here we are using the get method. Okay. Now name is equal to input type is equal to text, and name is equal to name. Okay. Here you have to refer this name in the PHP file and this email name in the PHP file. Okay, so like this way we have create two controls, and input type is equal to submit. You cannot execute this practical directly as we are executing the HTML practical directly from the browser. Compulsory, when you are going to do the form processing using the HTML and using the PHP, compulsory you have to execute this HTML file through the web server only. Okay, then and only then it will give the output. If you are executing it directly, then it will not the expected output. So first of all, start the VM server, start all the services, and from the local host you can execute this practical. Okay, now in PHP file, the name is that the welcome.php. In this PHP file, you just have to write this two line welcome $get, as we are using the get method over here. So $get name and break statement I have written, and email is again $get email. So this name and email we are referring from here. Okay, so as this $get is a global, super global variable, we can access anywhere in the file. Now let's see how to execute this practical. First of all, save this if you have to if you have does any changes. Now just what is the name of our file? That is myform.html. Okay, so here select the myform.html. Okay, here enter the name, enter the email ID, and submit. So it will give the output welcome Varsha. Your email ID is this. Now let's do. Here you can see it is not secure. That's why you are able to see the data in this URL bar also. Name is equal to Varsha and email is equal to this. See, you can see here in this address bar. Okay, because get is not secure, that's why. And if we are using post method, if we are going to use the post method, let's change it. Okay, just save it, and again here in welcome PHP, change this associative array name, that is post. Okay, now just save it. Just select myform.html. Sorry, I have selected another file. Okay, now here submit. Now here you can see you are not able to see the any data in this address bar because we are going to use the post method, and here you are getting the same output as we have displayed in the using the get. So like this way you can display the method, display the data using get and post. You can redirect the data of the HTML form in the PHP form, and you can display it on the browser, or you can save it in a server also, that we will see in later on when we have the database connectivity concept. Okay, so summary of this lecture, we have learned about the PHP form processing, get versus post, when to use get and when to use post. Okay, so in PHP from processing, you can redirect the data using the get method. You can redirect it using the post method also. Okay, get versus post, as we have seen, get is not secure. The data will be transferred through the address bar. So whenever you want to send the any sensitive information, it is not advisable to use the get method. Okay, developer mostly use the post method to send the data. And as I told you, when to use get and when to use post. So this is all about this lecture. Remaining interesting topic we will cover in the next lecture. Thank you for watching. We will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.